of death is more the accurate term. He's not.
So Curtis.
Exactly.
Why do you want Curtis to be a god? He's psychotic.
I didn't say God. I said angel.
Of death.
Really?
The man who hates gods is not likely to become an angel.
That's fine.
Or god.
An angel of
You
death.
could be an angel of death to gods.
Okay, I swear to God, if she eats that full fucking bag and doesn't get fat, I'm leaving.
What are you expecting her to just start growing right there? It's like, no, that's not how it works,
No,
man.
like, she's probably gonna fucking lose weight at this point.
I wish I had your metabolism.
She burns enough calories moving her jaw up and down that she burns off all of the fat she's putting in her body.
By the way, we're live again.
Oh!
I know.
Sup?
You specified it. We were just talking at the time.
Yeah.
So once Curtis has finished his meal, which he's patiently doing at his pace, he walks outside and asks Bruno to scan the water to verify the targets and what possibly could have, and to cross-reference all scans with the token network to verify any possible races, species, or weaknesses of said species involved.
It's a baby aboleth.
He gives you the readout. We discussed it
Actually, it
previously.
can't be. Eris was touched by it.
The token
so-
network does have the bestiary, right?
What, am I not
So
supposed
he's
to be
fully
touched
aware of
by
the races
Aboleth?
of said big,
Well, if
the
you
two
touch
large
an
creatures.
aboleth, it pretty
What
much
were you guys
destroys
saying
it.
about an aboleth just a moment ago?
Huh?
What?
Were you saying about an aboleth just a moment ago?
Baby aboleth.
It most likely isn't an aboleth.
Two.
2 aboleths.
Oi, that's what Bruno's counting. And about approximately 12 humanoid creatures and a big collection
Is
of
one of
smaller
them
ones.
lower than the other?
What was it, 18?
3 dozen.
Small creatures or humanoids?
Medium.
So approximately 3 dozen humanoid-sized creatures, 2 aboleths that look to be...
Is one of the aboleths lower than the other?
They seem to appear to be the same size, as far as I can tell. They look to be... They're not large. They're your atypical sized aboleths. As far as I can read out.
So what's in the water?
3
2
dozen
aboleths.
humanoids,
You just said
2
that.
aboleths, and a bunch of smaller creatures.
Bomb it.
We could just use an oxygen destroyer.
Just
But-
bomb it.
Oh, I was touched by an aboleth then.
Oh, both of
use
you were
my
technically
bow.
well from what I understand.
I was not touched.
Alright,
The
no, you missed
tentacles
it.
wrapped around us.
No, the
tentacles
tentacle was
wrapped
wrapped
around
around
you.
you.
You
what
were
were you
wrapped
saying?
around by a
I have
tentacle
a
at 1.2.
No,
I barely
it
missed it.
tried
Yeah.
to,
How
but
did
it
the Ben help?
missed.
Son
barely
of the
missed
dead.
Barely. And then you got yourself caught. So I grabbed your shoulder and ripped
It
you
has a
out of it.
60-foot
And
range.
dislocated my shoulder.
Oi, so
What
what
do you
does
do?
it exactly do?
It kills things.
I would have
within
cried.
that range.
What are you doing?
So if
Then
you
I
stood
would
at
have
the
had
edge
to
of a
have
dock,
Bleep
You'd have
come
to
give me an
get
arm.
away from me a bit, but yeah, it might work. I don't know. I can
Would have
try.
been my left arm.
I have no So idea. if we just put you on the boat,
Oh, it
and
would've been
send
your
you-
left
send you
arm?
to go ring the
Yeah.
bell out in the
There
water.
we go.
we're gonna turn you into Charon.
Would have
Sure,
had to
what's
have
that?
Bleep come
The
and
message,
fix my arm.
it's I believe in the Greek pantheon of the gods. It's the boatman that crosses the river of death and takes souls
River
over to the
Styx.
Elysium, the river Styx.
Brings
So
them down
basically,
to the
if you
gates of the
just
underworld.
traveled over the water,
Ringing your bell.
ringing the bell, everything within its radius would die.
It should. I mean, it says
Can she fly?
You should
Cast
really
hold of the
learn
dead.
to read your spells.
See, that's the
Says
issue between
cast
B and
Hold
I.
of
We're
the Dead,
constantly forgetting our
60-foot
spells.
range.
Wow.
The wisdom saving of 17 and up to D12 of the target is damaged. So,
Do you fly?
It's a single target fee.
Oh, it's not an AoE.
yeah. Okay. Oh, that would not work. I do
No,
not.
no. But I understand the thought. Not a
don't
bad
wanna
idea.
get Munched.
Unfortunately, I don't think that would work in this current situation because you might kill all of us in the process.
Did we get a delivery yet?
We're still. This is where we're waiting, I think, right now.
I'm letting you guys finish talking for a few moments.
Okay.
So Curtis goes, all right. So there seems to be a lot in the water. Yeah, sorry.
I have an idea.
What's that?
Do you have create and destroy water? Do any
I think
of us
so.
know like electric magic? No, but I know
I
create and
can
destroy
generate
water.
quite a lot of electricity by choice if I need to, and so can Bruno.
So, do you? Okay, metagame.
I have
Do you
control
know how
water.
if you electrocute water and someone's standing in it?
Yeah.
Can we maybe try that with the aboleths
And the humanoids.
and the humanoids? Just electrocute them to death?
Are there?
Give me a
I
moment.
have create food and water.
Wow.
I
But you
have
don't
control.
have create and destroy water.
All
I
of you
have
guys are
control
wearing
water.
the one. You guys are all wearing the toka communicators that are in
I
your
am.
brain, right? Not you.
I am.
But you are. So you, and you. Okay. I just want to verify
have
that
create
immediately.
The
Destroy
one that we
water.
put in our brain?
It's my level 1
Yeah,
spell.
the one that we had in our ears and it went into our
Why?
brain, so we have the token network on the
Yeah,
brain.
the centipede one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a weird. Yeah.
I'm
I've
sorry,
lost the water
anytime
to live
I
in.
think of how we put it in, I think of
They're
Tokyo Ghoul.
So if we get rid of the water,
Putting the centipede
I don't
into
think that's how
Kaneki's
that one
ear.
works. I don't think I can become Moses for a second
How
there.
impossible do you think it would be to sneak by them?
if me and you both do it,
I have a thought feeling that would be
They
almost
saw me and it was pretty much like fly
attack
fishing.
immediately. So I don't think that. I mean,
And I thought it was only one.
well, honestly, either ice or electricity would be effective on any creature inside of the general area effect inside of
Freeze
water.
the entire lake.
I've never even used create or destroy waters.
come on, baby EG. What do you got?
No.
Don't refer to him
No.
as a
Give
big
me an
BBG.
intelligence and a tinker roll. If this is what you're seriously thinking about doing.
I'm just thinking of options
I
right
know.
now.
I'm just saying. This is to tell because I know your stuff and how the Sultan works a little better than you do. So if you roll decent enough on a tinker kit and intelligence,
17 on intelligence tinker or tinker intelligence. I don't know what you want me to do.
intelligence tinker.
Intelligence tinker, 18 on the intelligence roll,
Okay.
Huh.
26 on the tinker roll.
Okay. I don't want to say this out loud.
Yep. No problem.
So I am going to be cheesy and I'm going to message you it.
That's fair. Sorry.
Forward, dawn, comrades.
Punch, punch.
You need to start talking in a Russian accent.
Speak in the Russian accent, comrade.
I wouldn't be very good at it.
Codename
You can
Dimitrov.
try.
It's
Try.
so bad.
Try.
I tried it before, it was awful.
Claymore.
Practice makes perfect.
Claymore. Codename Dimitrov.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that about what you were thinking anyway?
Yeah. Best way for delivery, metagame.
There is codename Angel.
I mean, honestly, it would probably be a mix of grenades loaded into Bruno, just to get it in
Okay.
deep enough into the water to cause the effect. Is that a fair assessment?
Did that answer your question?
Okay. Yep. All right. So the best suggestion that you have at the moment was just to freeze the whole water source?
Yeah.
Okay. Opens his token communicator.
Y'all are in like one section of the bar, and I'm sitting at the bar.
Yep. And I just pay out of pocket with what I have for petty cash on me. Yes, I say petty cash.
Okay, I thought for sure you were just gonna build.
No. This is. He's gonna pay for
Are you
this.
gonna build them?
No. That would. They don't. If I build her, it would be taken care of quickly. The rest of them, no chance in hell.
What?
So Curtis, I'll explain. Curtis opens his communicator. You see him fiddle around. You see him click a button that you guys know as purse, aka payment.
You can't see it because you're doing it all in your head.
Oh well, I was just telling you the diagram of what the communicator looks like to them too.
You see him waving around in the
Sure.
air like a mad person. Yeah, because he still does that even though he doesn't have to.
I know he does. He does. He chooses to. And then all of a sudden, a box gets delivered.
What'd you just buy?
How much did it cost?
Would you like me to bill you for it to show you I can
No.
tell you? Then don't ask questions. He opens up the box.
I just asked what you bought.
If she asked, you see him pull out what looks to be
I like that one.
a kind of a cube, a circular-ish, like diagonal cube, layered with different charges around the base, glowing in the middle.
What is that?
Oh, it's a holocron.
No. But you see him walk to the edge of the... You just see him take it down, start walking toward the dock. Like, completely nonchalantly.
I want to follow him.
Okay. He doesn't care. He doesn't see.
I'm gonna slowly make my way out of the pub.
You see him just carrying this box device, and it just looks like a diagonal cube, basically, with a bunch of weird slits in it, and a glowing middle. And he walks to the end. Do I have to roll for it? No. Okay. So basically, he just walks. You see him click a couple buttons on the top of it, and toss it into the water. And then he begins to walk away.
I want to follow him.
Once he gets...
You go straight to Bruno,
Yep.
and I'm guessing I know what your next command is, but let's hear it.
Oh. Everyone would like to gather around me if you don't mind. Like right now.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
grab him and just.
Everyone
wouldn't
just
do
saying
that
yes.
right now. He's
All
so
right,
mad
so
at us.
Bruno, please activate your force, the force shield, if you don't mind.
I'm just clinging to him. Just
Yep,
like, I
no.
don't
Is
want
everyone
to die.
getting under the force shield?
Yes.
You too?
Hell.
You might want to say yes.
Hell.
There.
Yeah,
No.
get in the force field.
Is it magic or something?
Yeah.
He
Of
tells
course,
you,
yes,
Curtis,
come
just-
on.
Take the glowing thing down to the lake, drop it in the water, walk relatively quickly back to Bruno and tell everyone to come over.
Wait, what?
You see me walk next to the gorilla, Curtis's
Yeah.
character, the cowboy, and he says, "Everyone, come next to me, please." Do you come?
Guess.
Okay.
Good choice.
Yeah, there was a... Yeah. Now the explanation.
And you do realize what type of damage mark you're talking about at that point, right?
They wanted to freeze the lake.
500 D6 frost damage to the lake.
They wanted me to freeze the lake. I just
It
did...
was just a
You guys hear a
thought.
crack. And as you look out, you can see that the entire lake flash freezes. The ground around it freezes for a good 10 feet away from the lake.
The whole lake just froze.
Every single drop. And
I'm not even going to roll this out. Okay. You dropped a level 5 Magitech charge that was fully frost charged in there. Okay, so every Magitech cell holds 100 charges. Okay, every charge is 1d6.
We don't have.
So at level 5, that means that there were 500 d6 charges in that cell. So that's somewhere between
500 to
Pedro if he's
approximately
okay.
3,000 damage. Give or
Whatever's
take.
in the lake is dead.
Yeah.
and that lake is flash frozen and solid now for at least the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So we can just walk to the island?
We can make it to the island, boys. Let's go.
Curtis is not wearing a mask, mind you, at this point. But he looks at you funny. Exactly why, again, are you trying to go to the imaginary island?
It's not imaginary.
Oh, yeah, actually is.
What?
There's a field of energy around it. Bruno scanned it when I scanned the water. I mean, I'm happy to flash freeze the water for you. It just doesn't bother me at all. It was fun throwing the shit. Now I'm going to let Zog know that he can go dig into the ice and get back the ablets out of the dead for their body parts.
Well, so much for this hole.
We find the most expensively easy way to
It
go.
was expensive, I'm not going to lie.
Wait, why wouldn't I be an issue if I had to pay?
You do know you get royalties from your Cucius, and I know the accounting of the Cucius. Trust me,
I keep
you
forgetting I
you
own
could
the
actually
Cucius.
just negate the funds from the money and in a heartbeat. So it would not be a problem for you. The rest of them,
You wouldn't notice if you withdrew it from your account.
yeah, you wouldn't even notice the amount. It was still substantial, but not enough to bother anyone.
Your accountant's taking care of almost all your business anyway.
I'm trying to look at the map without touching the mic.
Sorry.
I asked Bruno, before I call Zog, I asked Bruno to do a deep core scan of all areas in the vicinity and to keep scanning for any type of obstruction, education, tunnel, anything that might be relevant. Father information that you told me earlier? Actually, I'm not sure like exactly if it connects to the tower, but there is a tunnel. I point, generally speaking, approximately, if we're 50 feet from the water's edge, I point probably toward 10 o'clock. And I point over that direction and tell you that there's actually a tunnel that leads underground, generally speaking, in the direction of the island. If you wanted to get to the island or whatever's under it, that'd probably be a better bet because the island's not real.
Let's
It's an
go.
illusion.
So why would we go to an island if it's not real?
But there's a
You asked me to
tunnel
freeze the water. I didn't know the plan.
There's something underwater.
We should
But
probably
there's no
explain our
island.
plan to
Like a lab.
Curtis.
He knew the plan. I told
Oh,
him that
Curtis,
we
by
were
the
going
way.
to the island to get my patron.
Oi. But then we had the problem with the things in the water that was taken care of first.
Now we found out your reason as to why.
But
So the
that-
island
Flying
isn't
by-
real.
No, it's an illusion. As far as I can tell, it's completely an impossible barrier based around an illusion.
So
Um,
there's nothing there.
But the tunnel over there seems to be pointing in the direction of the island.
So maybe there is something under there.
But if there's no island,
No. The island is
What's
real.
the
It's the tower
illusion?
that's the illusion. But there's no way to get to it. It's set up on a magic loop.
so let's go through the tunnel.
It's that way. Good point.
You
Um,
in a northwestern direction.
I can't tell you if the tunnel's unobstructed or what's down there at the moment. It goes deeper than Bruno's scanners can go. But he can tell you where the entrance is and we can take it from there.
So I should probably bring this
Is
to your
it on the
attention,
map?
Curtis, but Kyle is currently soulless.
He's not dead. I can tell if he's dead. My alarms would go off. It'd be noticeable.
Yeah, he's not dead, but he's soulless.
So it probably means
And
his god
Blue's
just
gone.
stole his soul or some shit. Fucking god stealing souls. What the fuck? He didn't need a fucking god.
He'll be back.
I know he'll be back. If the god doesn't bring him back, I'll kill the god myself.
I'm more worried about Blue, though, because this might just be part of his training for a paladin.
Well, Blue is a reliable droid, so I don't see an issue. And I'm sure that he's taking care of
These are
Kyle,
not
whoever
the
he is.
droids who we're working for.
Looking for.
Man, you love to make me fucking work, don't you?
Curtis is Curtis. I have no comment about that. Otherwise, then Curtis is Curtis. Why do I get like a message?
Completely metagame, just to let you guys know. You can thank Curtis for getting you guys all screwed out of 25,000 experience points, 35 kills of basic mobs, and 2 large kills.
That's okay, we wanted this.
And Curtis is the only one that gets the XP for it.
Unintentional.
It's okay.
You gave me a problem. He solved it. That's why you wanted Curtis. That's exactly what you get.
Yep. And that was what I expected to take up the next like 2 to 3 hours of gameplay.
Dang, I was hoping we were going to
So
try
now
to
we're
fight
gonna
him.
improv.
Oh
Damn
no,
it.
I knew that there was a possibility that you guys would completely bone this over, or decide to skip it, or run away, because
I'm the only one
confident
that likes
in
running
the
away.
Cowardly nature of most of my my players.
So Curtis then emails Rupert and tells him to cancel the delivery that won't be required as the water is now ice. But I tell...
Just as you're sending the message, the doorway opens up, and
Damn.
you see Rupert come
Let's
forward
hope
with a
we're gonna-
big ass smile on his face,
Hi, Rupert.
with 2 large Warforged. You guys are on stream?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's the suit for Curtis.
Ah, Big Daddy.
Hold on,
Yes.
it's loading.
It's literally Big Daddy from BioShock.
I don't know. Which one though?
Looks like the prototype version.
Oh yeah, that one.
It's
Okay.
actually the Lego version, but it looks cooler in my opinion than the other one. And then the other one, if anyone has looked at Subnautica's the prawn suit.
I love Subnautica.
Damn, I wanna
It's so
fight him.
fun.
If only they, you know.
So Rupert comes out, big smile on his face. You can see these being pulled behind by a couple large reforged. He looks forward, sees the frozen lake. I take it you don't need him, boss.
Unfortunately, the party decided to go on a different route, although I much appreciate you coming here on yourself and delivering them. It's no offense to you, Rupert, and
I'm just gonna
I
stop
promise you very soon
suggesting
I will be wearing the power forge the power armor you were nice enough to make for me. You have my word on that, Rupert. As soon as I find a situation for it, I'm apologizing the party didn't. Actually, wait a minute. We're going into a tunnel, aren't we?
You're really gonna wear the power armor I made?
Oi! I was intending to until we've developed a different route.
What, you said a tunnel?
Yeah.
Oh. Want the badger armor?
Actually, yeah. I'll take... we're going to be in a tunnel that might be obstruction. It might be coming handy.
I'm not suggesting things
Alright.
anymore.
Portal opens again. Switch
You
round.
suggested to
I'll be
freeze
back
the
in a
entire
couple
lake.
hours.
Alright, we'll be here when you get
Yeah.
back.
And it was
Also,
done without any
is Zarg in the shop
conversation,
right
so
now?
I'm just
I asked Rupert.
not-
No,
Here's the
he's,
thing, though. You should
all
have said,
for,
like, the top layer or something.
Cynthia.
No, I meant exactly what I said.
Oh, that's right. He went with Cynthia
I
and
have-
Crystal.
Yeah, bears.
Not gonna.
All right, much obliged,
That's
Rupert,
fair.
and we'll be waiting here for you. Much obliged for all your assistance.
25,000.
Yeah, bears.
That is nothing compared to
He
what
goes
we
back,
do.
very dejected.
Still.
Hey, can I make a persuasion to
What
like
level are
cheer him
you?
on as he leaves or something?
What level are you?
I love my
Go
employees.
get,
10.
go get some
Like
free candy
10.
out of Lucetius.
Like 10.
Oh, look at. Sorry, Rupert.
I'm sure you could get popcorn.
I get free stuff anyway. Heather brings it up to me.
Everyone
That's gonna make
gets
me feel
free
better.
popcorn.
I'm sorry,
Curtis
Rupert.
was going to use my suit, and then there's one of the other ones too. But fine, whatever. I'll just detonate it when I get back. And then
No,
the
no.
closes behind him.
No!
How's it feel, Curtis?
Get him on the phone now.
How's it feel to upset everyone that you
Go
love?
ahead and try to
Sam?
call him.
Are you gonna use that paperclip?
I was using it for my sheets. I don't need it right now though.
Oh, okay. I was gonna use it to keep the Toll of the Dead spell,
Ah.
though. Because I looked it up.
I realized as soon as you started moving.
Alright, so we have a couple hours
I
before
looked
the
up the Toll
tunneling
of the Dead
suit is
spell and I
available.
wrote it down,
So at least
I
Rupert
have
can
it
get
now.
some use out of his mech suits.
Because it wasn't anywhere on the sheet.
Do you
Um,
want to? Do you want?
So I send a message to Zog. I'm just gonna text message it
Wanna
or email it
staple
because
it?
it's not
Just
anything really
staple it on the
important.
edge?
But I give him the location of nowhere and tell him that if he wants to dig a couple of aboleth out of ice, they should be dead.
Have fun.
They're here. They're at this location.
Have fun.
Too much better.
All right. I just figured I'd let him know.
I'm looking down at all the samples I'll be able to get soon.
What samples?
Oh, it's hilarious over here. Oh, sorry. I forgot I was talking to Zark.
It was funny.
It's funny here. Everyone like blow each other up. Lots of boom, boom, booms, and blood and falling pieces. And there's a dragon. I'm gonna still catch the dragon.
Where's Zark?
He's at the Temple of the Masters.
Oh.
Right next to Crystal while the fight's going on, I believe.
Crystal.
It's a big dragon. I gotta figure out how to get off here and where to go grab it.
Cute. What's cute?
What are you doing?
Well,
Anyone want
unfortunately
to-
upsetting Rupert today.
Good.
Why? He said he's fond of you now. You guys are working together on straight. The RV should be ready soon. The second RV.
He always wants to take my creatures and stick metal
Not a
stuff
good
in.
idea.
That seems like
Well, I
Rupert's
didn't know what website you
MO,
can
so to
get
speak.
the CD information
Yeah.
under it.
I don't like
There
metal
is
balls
only
in my bed.
information
Yeah, just
under
keep that snap staple right there and that should be fine.
Then they don't
It's
go in ball as
fine.
well.
I can see that.
Looked it up too.
Okay.
Alright.
Anything else you need?
No, everything going alright? No bombs up on Crystal and all?
Just watching show.
Enjoy the show. Thank you, Zog. And the message.
That didn't mess with
So it
the
looks like
mic,
Zog's
right?
all set with the aboleth and the ice. So,
Can you put this back?
so anyways.
Let's go tunnel digging.
Oh, if you want to, Rupert will be dropping off a tunneling suit
Now let's
shortly.
take a short nap.
We gotta stop skipping every fight.
We always manage to find a way to
Actually,
escape the
glad you joined
fights.
this group, man.
The one guy who has
Yeah.
no need to look forward to the second gen campaign with his current character has a lot to say. If you
Alright.
want to go head on against the BBG, you go solo that, friend.
You're gonna have about 2-3 hours left in town here. So what do you guys want to do for the first, like, say, hour?
I'm gonna
I'll
sit
take
on
a
the
nap.
beach.
Go look around the town.
Okay, you're gonna look around.
Curtis is gonna investigate.
You're salty.
Okay, so the two of you are investigating the town.
Yep.
Make investigation rolls. What are you doing?
I'm gonna sit on the dock.
22.
Natural 20.
Just sit
Okay, make a constitution check. What are you doing?
there. I'd rather sit on the beach.
Too late, you already said you're sitting on the dock.
But I
You're
didn't
sitting on the
roll
ice.
I know.
You're sitting on the ice.
Even if you go down to the beach, you still have to make a constitution check.
You got this.
What did I roll?
11
11.
plus your,
Saving roll?
Yeah.
18.
Okay. It's bitterly cold. Like, super cold. Freezing up the joints in your arm cold.
Can I go up to the bar and grab a chair and then just bring it down to the beach and sit on the beach on the...
Okay, we'll go in that next round. What are you doing, Finn?
Where did you go?
Can I
Oh,
go?
like 2 seconds
Is
ago.
there any stones that might be still intact? Is there any store that might be still intact besides the
Video.
other one?
Hello,
You
child.
found one. that was locked afterwards.
It's most likely still locked.
You want to go check that out?
Yeah. I mean, it's early in the morning. It should be open.
Okay. You get there and no, the place is still locked tight.
Can I knock on the door?
I told you not
No
to
answer.
come back.
Okay.
What are you doing, Morrow? Taking a
Napping.
nap. Okay. So, Claymore, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go up to the bar and look for a bottle of vodka.
Make an
Shares.
investigation roll.
11, 12.
You can't find any alcohol or cups.
Damn.
I have that black
Even the
I have
alcohol.
cans of
black
beer seem
alcohol.
to be gone.
We could drink.
Alright, so what did you two roll for investigation?
Natural 20.
22.
Okay. The bodies are all gone. Most anything that looks to be worth over more than a couple of gold seems to be gone. You don't see any tracks or find any trace of what could have taken them away.
It's probably the hag.
What's the hag?
And
Not that we know that, because nobody
the
told us about
cold
it.
from the lake comes
What?
pretty much all the way up to the edge of the buildings. But as soon as it hits the edge of the buildings, it stops. And it's literally, you can walk between two temperatures.
There's a barrier here.
It's a field of cold.
Hmm?
It's a field of cold. It's
No,
straight away
the
the
town
worst.
is protected. Do you not remember that the
yeah,
grass
that's
and
right.
everything around the town is green and it looks a lot different than the rest
Healthy
of
and normal
nowhere?
to the point where she rooted and she was okay.
Yeah,
Yep,
it
yep.
actually drank the corruption out of me.
Not all of it though.
Yeah.
Not what I wanted to keep.
So
Yeah, it did. Does not the full effect of what it's done for already. So that's what you
Now
guys
she's
find.
paranoid.
Alright. And anything else you guys want to do for this hour? Because those were all pretty short things. When you go back down to the lake, make another constitution check.
You got this.
Yeah.
You definitely got this.
another saving.
Yeah.
24, if that's a 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bitterly cold. Have you ever been out ice fishing?
Yes.
Well, it's like that on the ice, only like 10 times worse.
Damn.
If you didn't have your proper protection that you're wearing and such, then you're going to start freezing and taking frost damage. And as it is, you're going to have to keep on rolling constitution check every round you stay in there.
I'm just gonna go back up to the town. I'm gonna sit right past the line into the warm climate.
Okay.
Not near the cold.
500.
Oh, I get it. I get it. He dropped it. I know.
That's some freaking cold ass.
Oh man, we frost closed the entire fucking lake, and then he
It's
felt
gotta
the
be
need to tell you after
frozen
that there was no
for
point to it at all. And you guys could have easily just gone around, but
I'm gonna laugh really hard if we go in that tunnel and there's a wall of ice preventing us from going further.
It's a possibility.
I hope not.
Congrats, we just froze my patron alive. We have 7 years. Oh my god. Here we go, this is it. Go remove the corruption now. He won't know for 7 to 8 years.
Alright, so for the next hour, what are you guys doing?
Sitting in the warm climate, staring out at the lake. Kind of depressed looking.
I'm gonna message Lucinda.
What time is it?
And at this point, it's coming up
No.
on noon.
I don't know.
It's noon.
It's noon.
It's high noon.
It's coming up on noon.
I'll message Lucinda about that thing I was talking about earlier.
What, the box?
You should ask her how
She
she
sent
can
you
walk.
schematics for about 45 different exploding
She should
and
ask
different
her how she
artichoke
can walk.
boxes that are already available through Letitia sent you the
Just give me a handful.
Those are very basic.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
right, the whole bag.
So, I mean, if you wanted one for yourself, you'd have to look for
You're
it. But
welcome.
considering that they're a basic strength thing, I was allowing you to have pretty much all those at your store. So, you guys are just hanging out for the next hour?
Yeah.
Alright, so at the end of that hour,
we
Kyle
have 2
wakes
more
up.
bags of chips. Hmm?
Kyle wakes up.
Oh, finally.
Can I go running to Kyle?
Who all is in the tavern when he wakes up?
I'm in the tavern.
I think pretty much
I think
everyone.
we all are.
Yeah, Curtis would be chilling.
All of you make a perception roll. And we'll see who's the first to notice.
17 for Curtis.
11.
5.
12.
Actually, no.
11.
It's 7.
Okay, Curtis is the first to notice that as you look over, all of a sudden Kyle is standing up, looking completely refreshed, and there's a brand new bot you've never seen before standing next to him that seems to be glowing.
Ah, so he finally awakes, doesn't he?
They call you.
Curtis calls out, and then he points out to Kyle for the party to see. Do I play with Kyle now?
Hi, Kyle.
Have fun talking to yourself.
So
I've
you
done
woke up.
Should I go get the ping pong paddle?
That was the easiest way to explain it, too.
Quick. Someone go get the ping pong paddle.
Use the pad of paper. When you're holding the pad of paper up, you're Curtis. When you're not, you're Kyle. How's that?
Okay. We'll do it that way. Alright, so Kyle kind of comes to his bearings, sees Curtis staring at him, immediately goes to Curtis, "Why are you here?" He was metagaming. He was losing his shit when you guys called him. He has no idea what happened. Because that's the first thing he just realizes is that Curtis is standing in front of him and he didn't realize how he got there. Back to RP. Kyle's looking around and just says, "Is everything okay? What the fuck happened?"
He shot us.
Did you have fun out of your body?
I had a very prophetic vision with Moradin. I'm on a mission from my lord
How are
now.
you feeling
Title
mentally?
call out.
I'm fine. Moradin has given me a mission. It's only in his hands now that my fate exists.
Okay.
Wow.
There we go. A little picture of his touch comb up on the screen.
You robot?
Alright, this is my newest gift from Moradin.
Hi, Kyle.
What about Blue?
Technically he is blue, just the Moradin's
Bigger and
glory
better.
version.
Oh. Because Blue disappeared and I panicked.
I understand. Thank you for caring. Now. What the fuck?
Language.
Curtis looks at you.
Pardon the fuck out of you?
It's an adult straight. No worries.
Curtis looks at you, looks back at Kyle. "So, you're out gallivanting with your fucking god, aye? You had me all worried and shit, telling the party, texting me telling me you're broken and fucking shit like that. The fuck, you seem fine. So, tell me, what the fuck is all this and how the fuck did you break my second car? I assume you're the one driving."
You have an open bottle of
It was an unfortunate situation, by the glory of Marauder, and I no longer feel guilty for it.
But you also have some.
No, I have.
What the fuck do you have to be guilty about? So you're riding down a fucking little village. Who the fuck gives a shite? How about this whole fucking place to shite?
No, why
The
do
fuck are you
have
complaining
some?
about a fucking few people? And why the fuck are you... So what the fuck happened?
No.
Curtis eventually takes a breath.
Now.
And then basically goes, "I'm glad that you're alright.
Come on.
But, so what are you talking about this quest for your god?
Sticky note.
Moradin has decreed that I follow a mission of Moradin to purify the
Great
north
job.
of here."
That's
You're
why I
doing
said
great.
just throw the sticky.
One moment.
You're doing great.
Could people please try and show the courtesy to him while he's going through this to not completely talk over him? And you might want to listen to what he's saying. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a jerk, but it kind of really came off as rude.
Basically, Kyle at the moment. Kyle was just explaining to Curtis that, now to be it, my glorious Lord Moradin has decreed that I commit a mission up north to purify this land, take out the blood fever, to stop the corruption, and bring this land back to some semblance. The fuck you talking about? Fuck this land, the slave-owning, infested, putrid, plague-ridden fucking place it is. What the fuck do I give a shit if your god tells you to purify the north? I should fucking bomb this place out of shit and take out the seals that are surrounding the perimeter and fucking watch this place burn.
It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Back to Kyle. My lord has decreed it. Regardless of your inclinations, my progenitor, But my great lord has given me an objective, and I have no qualms about completing it for Lord Moradin. Do you really think I give a flying fuck about you and your fucking god? Yeah. Just straight up. You gotta catch my bearings a moment. What your great lord fucking god believes in is not my concern. The part I'm concerned about is what the fuck are you guys doing here, and why the fuck you end up getting broken according to the party.
Mentally, not physically.
Shut the fuck up, Morrow.
The twins are arguing.
This is
Back to
why I
Kyle.
want twins.
Regardless if you understand it, Curtis, the objective is never the same that I have to follow my beliefs and follow Moradin on his glorious quest to purify the land on behalf of his name so that his temples can come back and this land can be a place of understanding and patience. And besides, the technology that's located underground in the tunnels, a way line based around Magicel that used to have a transport. I could say this, but I don't want to bore the people about him giving the explanation of the Warforged, the monorail system, the museum.
You're basically sending him images of what you saw.
He can do that as well as he's saying it. You see Kyle just move his hands occasionally, taking auto-photographed pictures and sending them directly to Curtis. Now. So you found an ancient fucking lab down underneath the ground, and it's because your god tells you to purify it, you're supposed to travel to a place that's currently under conflict for the sake of destroying a fucking chimera. Am I about that right? Moving on. Kyle responds, the glorious mission of my lord Moradin is irrelevant to your concern, Curtis. My god told me to do something, and unlike you, I have no problem following the orders of a higher being.
Oh god.
Oh yeah. Higher being? Fuck you, I created you, you fucking asshole. I don't give a shit about what you do up north, or your fucking god. I didn't ask you to become a paladin. The paladin that took you away from my ownership, technically, when I was the one with the assistance of the party. Although I don't blame them for that.
Love you, Curtis.
You'll always be our favorite.
But I'll tell you what. Are you asking me to be alright? You're asking me it would be alright to purify a land that I don't even believe should be in existence. And why the fuck should I let you? And understandably, your job is supposed to follow the party. Who the hell gave you... so you're supposed to abandon the party for the sake of your god? Is that your god not taking the value of your friends and your people inside of it? Back to Kyle. Oh yeah, this is how it goes down. Kyle's
It's the
response.
most hilarious things when he gets it going against himself.
Oh, it's funny.
Just wait.
Kyle's
It's
response.
so much fun watching someone else argue with himself.
Kyle's response. You don't have to understand it, Curtis. But regardless, a man who follows a god has to follow his mission, and my god has given me one up north. And yes, I understand the dangerous and idiosyncrasies, but regardless of that, my lord has decreed I follow his mission as a paladin of Moradin. Fuck you and your god, dude, that bullshit. Do you think that I give a shit about your god's land? And if your god was so fucking powerful, wouldn't he come up here himself or send a fucking army of holy beings to come and do his shit for him? Instead of having one man supposed to go and destroy an underground lab? Regardless of the task at hand, Moradin's word is divine and absolute. Curtis's response. Absolute, is it? You do realize I could send you back into the fucking isolation chamber by teleporting you there immediately if I fucking chose to. And then tell me how you today Moradin if I would choose to fucking burn this fucking place to the ground. The slave-owning plague-infested shithole it is.
Ooh, Curtis.
Isolation chamber?
Does have one.
Morrow. Let them go.
Let the twins argue.
It's okay. This is what's gonna happen a lot.
Preparation for abandoned. Anyway, back to Kyle. You don't have to understand it, Curtis, and you can try to stop me, but the orders of a god are absolute, regardless of a man's belief in it.
It's like watching him fight with himself.
They are. Literally 4 feet away from each other, screaming at each other in front of everyone. They're not hiding it. Curtis's response.
This is close to turning into initiative rolls.
It's
Would be
you
a
know
quick
those
fight, and that's the problem!
in tennis and the me.
It'd just be
Is
Is there any
interesting to
like
watch.
Yeah,
stick
the
around?
It's like
Is there any like big branch around like that?
There are pieces of the ceiling that have fell onto the floor when he destroyed it. Does that count?
I guess. Could I carve something out of it?
What do you want to carve?
A person. Like just a basic looking person.
You're just gonna do whittling while I'm screaming at myself?
You got this.
Okay, make a performance check.
She has a high performance.
Anybody else can't do anything else while Sam is arguing with Sam?
I'm sitting
We're
on the
just
ground
sitting down
eating
and
popcorn.
eating popcorn.
The three of us are
It
just
was a
standing
movie.
back eating
It
popcorn.
was one of
Oh my
Curtis.
god.
I made one of Curtis.
Please don't tell me it starts moving. We don't.
It's lifelike.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What are you doing,
Please
Mom?
watch your elbow.
The marionette was
Watching
bad.
the show. So pretty much everyone else is watching the show. She's whittling.
The marionette.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I move away from her?
Why? Paranoia, I get that.
I'm gonna move away from her. I'm gonna see if she pulls out wood.
I'm just
whittling
capturing this on 1.5
I'm just gonna move
the
away.
entire conversation for showing of the movie later.
Oh, I haven't even gotten to what Curse's response to what Kyle calling him a man was about. Because I haven't even got to his response yet.
I'm recording this all so we can have it
If
made into a
initiative is
movie.
rolled, it'll be really quick, but that's the problem.
Draw.
Oh no.
Fight against
Scorpion
himself.
versus Scorpion.
If it actually happened, that would be intense.
Kotal Khan versus Kotal Khan.
But
It does happen.
Curtis's response to Kyle's last comment. Oh, isn't that fucking grand? The new paladin with a gourd is calling me a man. The man who created you out of his own hard work and determination. Who made you a part of himself. And then you go around and become a fucking pacifist that believes in a god like a disrespectful piece of shite. And then hides behind his god who's more
I
afraid of
wouldn't do
him
that
than
right
me.
now.
Kyle's response. It's normal to be afraid of one's god. And technically speaking, if I know you at all as well as I do, you don't want to be a fucking god. So what the fuck does it matter to you if I put my faith in behind a higher being and you choose not to be
I'm
one?
a foolish cleric. I'm not afraid of my god.
25.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know what happened, but okay.
Okay.
Why
What's
is that?
The
happening?
first thing or the second thing?
What?
The first
Can
thing.
I get a page of the notebook really quickly?
I think.
For the
No, the second thing.
Okay. Okay.
I need to look for the anime object thing first before I can
You're gonna have a mini-me.
make that decision.
Okay, because I was about to be like, if you're stealing something from my bag of holding, I have a protection or alarm charm on it.
Which
so
would probably benefit us all, since she's a
kleptomaniac.
non-rememberable klepto.
A klepto with short-term memory loss.
Oh, I stole this?
This is almost as good as Kyle's birth when me and Kay were sitting back eating popcorn.
That's why I told him to go for it, because look at the smile on his face. It's fun to watch, it's fun to listen to. So go ahead.
Alright. So Kyle's
I think
response.
you left it off at, how dare you say that your fucking god's better than I am or something.
You fear your god more than me, technically, and Kyle's response was, it's normal to be
Well, he
afraid of a
pops out of
god.
nowhere,
Yeah,
starts eating
just
popcorn
because you don't
like
believe
us.
in him doesn't mean that anyone else is obligated to. And I know full fucking well that you don't really complain about other people having their gods. He points at Eris, points at,
What?
points in the direction of the tower. No, don't worry, you're not gonna get shot by this.
Okay.
No, he's not just throwing targets out. But he comments that you have a god and it never bothered Curtis. It doesn't. Because he respects you. But then Kyle responds, and you don't respect me enough as an individual to allow me to have a god and not judge me for it? Because you created me? But a man who doesn't believe in slavery would assume that he doesn't own me, so what the fuck is your problem? Curtis's response. In what world would it make sense that I would envy you, except the fact that I created you, and you're the perfect avatar creation? Who has my mindset? And here you can't even lead the party for a fucking week after you destroy 2 of my carts in under 3 fucking hours.
To be honest, I destroyed one of them.
Eris, shut up.
Curtis glances in your direction. I haven't fucking forgotten about that. Looks back at Kyle.
One of them wasn't Kyle's fault, though.
No, I don't believe he blew up the... Oh, no, you can't got Curtis talking. Curtis then says, it's not exactly... I understand. You blew up my RV. And granted, the RV that I made by hand. But, unfortunately speaking, I'm not yelling at you. Losing back at Kyle. Kyle comes back.
I tried Kyle.
Yeah, they're arguing. Let him do it.
Park, just stay out of this.
Kyle's
I'm
response.
staying out of it.
Oh, no, these are his in-character arguing. I'm playing both characters.
Honestly, is
Pretty
it
nuts.
bad? This is the first thing I thought when it started getting really heated. I don't want to yet, but I just first thing I thought of.
Hug one of us.
No.
Yes.
No.
Not right now.
I will.
They're like literally 2 sentences away from drawing on each
No.
other.
It would make it a happy, cheery version of the situation.
So Kyle's response. So you're basically telling me, Curtis, that you'd stop me if I try to go on my mission for my god. Curtis's response. You're an individual. You earn that much fucking right by hiding from me with the party, helping you get your relationship with Moradin. And you're a free individual. I don't cast that. However, understand that if I choose to destroy this fucking plane, all of it, to destroy the seals, kill the Emperor, whatever the fuck I decide to do, I'm not gonna let you die. So don't blame me if your fucking god doesn't come through and somehow magically save you if I have to. Kyle's response. Silence. Kyle then looks over at the group associated by the bar, which I assume is you four. He's not talking to Curtis now. He's talking to you.
Well, the three of us are kind of just standing in a corner.
Who first?
Kyle.
No.
What's happening?
Curtis.
No,
Curtis.
do.
Wait, well, I don't know what's happening.
Okay, Curtis.
Curtis or- Which one?
Curtis.
Curtis.
Okay.
Final answer.
Curtis, make a wisdom roll. Saving throw.
15.
Ineffectual. Now make one for Curtis.
Kyle.
Not Kyle.
21.
Ineffectual.
What? We tried.
The Bard.
Make a wisdom check. Actually, no. Ineffectual.
No!
Bards, man, bards.
They're
Okay.
pretty high power.
I'm just gonna wait then.
Bartender.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna wait then.
So Kyle looks over at the group associated by the bar, on top of the rubble, kind of ignoring Curtis for a moment.
Eating popcorn.
Looks over and he says, I have a task by my god to build something right now, so I'm going to get to work on that.
Okay.
I should take me approximately about a day to get it complete and then get the pieces I need. I'll be able to salvage around,
Do you
hopefully.
want us just to leave you behind so you can go on this mission?
It's entirely up to you, but I have to follow you. You're not obligated to follow
I
me.
know.
And Curtis should be able to take care of you.
Well, we want to help his patron, so it's
Because
a.
clearly we can't take care of ourselves.
Kyle
Well,
basically
Curtis
tells
is
you...
here now,
Yeah.
so.
Curtis is
You asked for
here.
Big Daddy Curtis, and he's here. But
I
Kyle...
love how that's just his name now.
Yes, it is. And so Kyle basically tells you, he's like,
Don't you
listen,
start
I have to
it.
go on my mission. You're not under any obligation to follow. Since you're out here with Curtis, you should be fine. I have objectives to do. He glares at Curtis and then turns around, nearly heads out the door.
Take care of yourself. Don't get killed.
Curtis?
Bye.
Curtis doesn't react to being you calling his name for a moment. After a second, he turns.
Curtis?
Alright.
Do you want to go kill things?
Always.
Do you want to go? Because there's probably stuff protecting my patron if it's down that tunnel.
Technically speaking, the,
Do a perception roll for me, please.
17. Wait, perception? 12. I rolled a 2, not a
Oh,
1.
you rolled one.
I rolled a 2.
Low. You
I rolled a
low.
2, not a
I meant
1.
to say low.
Couldn't you have rolled that like 2 rolls ago, man?
I just spent the last 15 minutes arguing with myself. I'm not sure what the last roll I did was. Not gonna
Don't
lie.
worry about it.
So, then what do you guys planning on doing now? So, we have, on one hand, Kyle is walking off on his own and scavenging parts.
I have a question, metagaming. So, the tunnel assumably leads under the lake, right?
Maybe.
And if it did, that would mean that we would be in the area near the lake, which means we would need to be rolling constitution rolls every
Unless
roll,
we had,
right?
like, heat.
Very real probability.
Unless we had, like, heating clothing on us. Like,
I
a
mean,
constant, like.
I
warm
mean, this is
smell.
a 5, level 5, chill Magicel.
it's
I don't know that anything can really fully protect
Unless
against
we use
it.
a level 5 fire magic tech to
Oh,
frost
yeah.
the lake.
Mystery person, you want to use fire?
I'd be on the other side of the village.
Hi! I'm not here!
Yes, let's thaw out the aboleths we just froze.
Which are dead.
And then cook 'em alive.
You don't know that?
Let's
They
keep the line
probably
the
are
apples.
They are very dead. We froze them.
What is wrong with you?
Everything.
You really don't want to have kids with Xander. God. Eating an aboleth. What's wrong with you?
I just have to find my kid.
It's just a witty remark towards, hey, let's heat the lake up.
So, basically, at this point, after giving it a few minutes,
It's only 4:40.
Right?
Curtis walks outside to wait for the delivery from Rupert,
I feel like Sean.
which should be there shortly, I imagine, depending how long they were arguing for.
Alright. So you're waiting for delivery.
Yep. Not really talkative to anybody.
Okay. What the rest are you doing? You're still napping, I take it.
No. I woke up for all of this.
Oh yeah.
We were loud. We were.
I'm gonna go over to Curtis and I'm just gonna lightly just pat him on the shoulder.
Doesn't make any seem to respond. But
I'm gonna walk up to Curtis. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to telepathically link with you. Are you going to resist me?
you hear, bye.
So, your theory is that that tunnel leads under the lake, right?
Judging
Towards
from
where the island appears to be.
the entrance to the tunnel in the general direction that it leads is generally toward the direction of where it would be under the lake if you headed toward the tower, yes.
And
Hypothetically, according to what Bruno was able to scan.
assumably, that chill goes pretty deep into the ground under the lake, right?
At least to the very bottom and deeper. I'm not sure exactly how much the tunnel is separate from the lake base. And I mean, it
So
could have
you
been...
using your logic, do you think it makes logical sense to risk going into that tunnel with the amount of risks there are from the chill charge we just used?
Statistically speaking, with Bruno leading the way, he does have flame firepower that would be able to at least increase the temperature enough to allow us to probably get through without a con save. However, judging by the fact that the lake surrounding an imaginary tower had 2 aboleths, 3 dozen humanoids, and countless smaller creatures, I don't know what we'll face down there. But if it's the way to free a patron, it's entirely the objective on the table, I understand. And I'm here to help, considering it doesn't seem like my own party can do so much without me. And Kyle's not a good substitute. The first time you hear anger in his voice, he's not.
So do you have any ulterior ideas of what we could do? Xander's trying to speak as calmly as possible as to not upset Curtis.
He's annoyed. He's not gonna lash out or anything. He's beyond that. But he just looks and he says, I mean, it's possible I might be able to get Bruno closer walking over the ice to get a better scan. Might be able to give him additional information, but otherwise, that tunnel seems to be the only type of actual outlet from the ground level up to the surface. I mean, it looks to be there are other tunnels down there, but there's interference from Bruno. My bet is that according to what Kyle said, a little growl in the back of his voice, about there being an old monorail system that was run by Magicel. I assume that's somehow the interference. So I assume that the general vicinity of where that imaginary tower is somewhere located on the
So there's
monorail network. So there's a Magicel field. It's interrupting with Bruno's deep core sensors.
Right?
So it's about as deep as
Can I
you can
start
go.
trying to
That's
do
the
research
estimation I
on it?
have. I mean, we could easily get the burrowing equipment and just start on the tunnel. I don't know how old it is. I mean, from what
half a bottle.
Kyle told me and relayed the information,
And then he has
this,
an entire bottle, I'm sure. he'll
if this is
use.
one of the seals or one of the research facilities, it's over 4,000
nature
years
check?
old and has been untouched for that long. So,
So
I'm not
there's
sure.
also risks
Where
of
would
it
alchemy
collapsing.
be?
depending on the quality and structural scans,
No, I
it's
don't
possible.
think so.
I mean, it's possible some of it's already collapsed. So, I mean, that's why we're waiting on Rupert with the digger unit, so in case there's any collapses, you can dig through it.
21.
You're able to break it down, and you realize that the missing ingredient is some type of moss that's been distilled into it, but you're not sure what type.
I'm gonna look at Maro. You know about plants, right? You plant creature?
Yeah.
Shoves the bottle down her throat. Pufferfish.
Oh.
to you. Come here.
Don't worry, Morrow. Nothing bad could happen with Eris, I'm sure.
I'm not gonna purposely hurt somebody who was just as protective of me as
I'm
I
gonna
was
go over
her
to
in
her
the beginning.
carefully, just like, what'd you find?
This black liquor that both
No.
Xander and I have
No.
has an unidentified kind of moss. I was wondering if you could
Mine's
identify.
unopened. Mine's mint. It's mint condition. I'm not opening this shit.
I could probably examine it for the moss that's in it, but I'm not drinking it.
You don't have to.
Hello, child.
That's not really your skill set.
Do your
Wow.
plant friends have any
Probably send a
idea?
sample back to them.
Why don't
I
you just
could.
give it to
You
Bruno
also
to
ended up using up
scan?
the last
We've
half of that bottle in order to figure that out.
We tried to have a robot scan it before and it didn't work.
Let me guess, the robot was blue.
Yes.
Bruno's superior.
Was.
He
What?
was superior.
Yeah, the
So-
Tachikoma is out with
So you're the two
Kyle.
of you or three of you are basically hanging out with Curtis, right? Considering what you're
Yeah,
all doing.
pretty much.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Fitty, and what are you doing, Claymore?
I'm just gonna be cleaning my blade, polishing them behind them.
Alright. You do see Kyle walking around, picking up random things.
Could I go over and help? Try to help.
I think someone should.
Do you need any help with anything?
Apologize, Curtis.
Well, if you want to
Nope,
help me look
not
for
me.
some components for my second holy weapon on the behalf of Moran, make an investigation check with me. Seems like a logical option.
You think
Is that a
with
one?
him.
I rolled a 1 too.
Neither of
So
us find
yeah, we
some
both rolled
weapons.
nat ones.
Oh no!
Okay. Fitty, what are you doing?
Because it'll only cause issues if they have an
We
issue
can
with
keep
each
looking.
other.
You
You've
see-
gone
okay.
blind.
I'll
I
give
think
you
that
a
we
little.
both got a-
Okay, you see the three of them talking to Curtis.
Well, I'm
You
kind
would
of.
know.
I'm kind of staring into Curtis's eyes without
Dream
talking.
Okay, what were you saying, Dad?
And you see Kyle and Claymore looking around completely lost, like they're trying to find something. It's like that classic watching people try to find their dropped contact lens.
Let's do
Can
it.
I
Abby,
go up
to
to
them.
Up to these?
Stop petting
Yeah.
her. You're making
So what,
her
you're gonna go
tail
up to them and start looking around too?
below.
What are
She
you
wants
looking
gloves.
for?
She doesn't need it.
Parts.
Any mechanical pieces I can work into a second holy weapon of Maladin.
Can I see if there's any in my bag, maybe?
Make an investigation check.
Please don't drink the liquor.
No, I'm not opening it.
Okay, good.
Never.
Only
18?
for emergency.
I'm
18.
giving it to my child.
You're looking around. And
Or to
So,
the future mother
asked
of my
them,
child
what kind
who
of parts
can
you looking for?
possibly replicate it.
I'm sure you probably would have asked that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle would have responded anything mechanical, springs, pieces, metal, high-end wood, anything with filigraphy. I'm needing to make the second weapon of Maladin, so
She smiles, points down at the ground right between the two of you, and you see that there's two music boxes and what looks to be a little mechanical bunny.
Wait, what?
that is exactly what I'm looking for. Kyle runs up, starts checking on the pieces. Is that going to be enough components?
The mechanical bunny is broken to hell, and so is the other music boxes, but
That's fine with him. He'll just fix anything that needs fixing or
you can
bend back.
tinker roll.
Can I give myself advantage? Like, I'll actually give you a second.
Advantage or a blessing, or
Okay.
you are a paladin.
That's right.
Aladdin.
And
You do
have
the same thing I
the
do.
little guy right next to you who can do that for you.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to use his bless ability?
Yeah.
Since I didn't bring over the printout that I had done for him.
Okay, so can I explain to them what happens when I do this? Because if I have to get them attached first. Okay, so Bard and Claymore, you see that little
My name
spider
is
monkey?
Hale.
Hale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, Hale and Claymore. You see that little robot that was following next to Kyle? It looks kind of like a spider bot, really. It jumps on him. You see it pull out a bunch of like these spikes and stab him in the back. It looks incredibly painful.
I just look over,
Don't
like, kind of shocked. Are you okay?
Oi, this is how he attaches to me. Kyle does not seem too phased by it now. It hurt him the first time.
Alright.
Alright, make a wisdom check.
It's like a mama bat
Me?
with a baby.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Can I use that bonus I gave
It's your
myself?
first time
Yeah,
physically
have my-
connecting with him.
Figurines.
Oh, that's right.
Dies.
Don't accuse me of
Nat 20.
Nice.
Would you rather me call you kleptomaniac?
Okay. You are filled with a boost of radiant energy. So that gives you automatically a
back.
plus D6 to your rolls
when I feel like it.
Nice.
as per its
When would that
ability.
be?
Yep.
When I
So
feel like it.
go ahead and roll for your.
Tinker?
Maybe I'll just save enough points to maybe do a critical
23.
fail. I'm lying.
There seems to be enough parts. Are you going to start working on it?
Immediately.
Are you
Should I
using
do
it?
blue?
Yes.
But I just give myself
Okay.
an advantage.
Make another tinker roll.
Yeah, it kind of wasn't smart to
28.
announce that you were gonna do that.
Do one.
What the two of you get to see,
Yeah.
because the rest of you are too far away with Kyle, is as he starts pulling apart the parts and stuff for it, okay, these arms come out from behind him and start picking apart everything with him. And then they split, and now you see 4 mechanical arms along with his hands all
You're a
working
spider.
together at once.
Give him a lot.
And what normally would have taken you about 4 to 6 hours to put together, you put together in less than about an hour.
Okay, Doc.
Just as you're finishing up, the portal opens up and Rupert appears.
Yay!
Alright, I got the badger. Huh? You guys all look really depressed. What's wrong?
The twins had a fight.
It's a bit chilly here today.
Yeah, look at the lake.
He did.
He
do
saw.
that before.
He got really depressed himself.
By now. Anywho, the badger blew up.
What?
Yeah.
This is Curtis he's talking to now? Down by the... Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Unfortunate.
Sorry. My
Um,
fault completely. I apologize.
No, it's fine, Rupert. You always do good work. Some things happen. And trust me, we know from the old days that explosions happen randomly.
As you're seeing, you can see he's got a whole bunch of small cuts along his face. And it looks like he has some stuff wrapped around his neck. And otherwise, the rest of his body is obscured within the mechanical suit he's wearing. When he came previously, he was not wearing his suits.
I'm just gonna grow a fruit of my blood, which I believe heals and should heal up the small cuts.
But I have something
I
else
could
for
just
you.
cure wounds him.
Well, what's that, Rupert? Looking forward to it.
Well, it was one of the things that I did for a side job, so I hope you're not upset at me.
No, of course not, Rupert. You got another life to make, too.
He'll take a fruit.
Yeah, it 5 HP heal.
I know.
So,
I have your character sheet. It's all good. Thank you.
and I'll take the temporary damage.
Yeah. And then you fruit and heal it right back up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which this land is apparently good for healing.
So he, through the portal, comes through a very, very simplistic device that looks like it'll hold 1 or 2 people. And it's a giant drill with 4 legs coming off the back of it.
Fun, I guess.
So a portable drill unit.
Aye.
Excellent. This will help us with any obstructions, Rupert. I thank you for your dedication.
No problem. I'm gonna go take a nap now.
Yes, thank you very much for your help, Rupert. Rest well.
Goes back through the portal.
Okay, let's go to the tunnel then, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
So you finish and get the Roxas Fury.
Okay, for Kyle.
As Kyle's finishing it up, okay, you see him start praying over it. The last of the pieces fuse together. The entire outer portion of it starts to blend and meld into one piece. And as they're inspecting the giant drill, you can now see he has this kind of bright blue shining pistol thing.
Apparently blue is his color.
Hey, he started using the blue color, so I just went with it, man. Mine is not to question why, mine is but to play and die. So, what do you guys want to do now?
I guess we can start heading to the tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and Kyle, I take it is heading straight north?
Aye, he's doing his thing.
Oh, as I'm passing him, can I ask what he's doing? If you don't mind.
Weren't you in the room?
I don't know. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Kyle's on a mission from his god, and he's rather possessed about it, so...
Da-da-da.
I mean,
He
as
had
far...
a peanut moment.
I just feel bad that no one's going with Kyle. Kyle's gonna be alone.
Sounds interesting, but
Nowhere.
He'll be fine.
He'll be okay.
It's best we leave him alone right now because these two can't seem to get along. They're like a pair of siblings
apparently,
without a
like-
parent.
Curtis so much better than Kyle.
Well, Curtis
If
likes
it
to go shoot
wasn't
a shitty
Kyle-
bang bang.
Listen.
Kyle's like, I don't want to kill anyone.
If it wasn't my patron we were going to see, Xander would probably see Kyle leaving alone and go with Kyle. Because no one should be traveling alone, especially not in nowhere.
Well, in his mind, he's protected by his god, so he's not worried.
Yeah.
So there's the quick image we came up for his new pistol gun thing.
I thought that was a needler for a second, and I was very confused.
That's at least a placeholder for now, because all of those things I scanned in for you didn't come through the network properly, so I have to redo them all over again.
No problem.
So
Hey,
I
Morrow.
apologize.
You don't like corruption, right?
No.
You do know there's a very
So
high...
then, I take it, if I understand this correctly, and stop me if I'm wrong, then everyone in the party except for Kyle is going to head towards this tunnel.
I was about to
Yeah.
I
ask
actually
Morrow
don't know if
something.
I want to go down that tunnel. Seems kind of sketchy.
Well, I was about to
feel
ask
it will
Morrow
fall
about
into-
something.
More, you might get
You don't like
kills.
corruption, right?
No, but I can tolerate it.
You know
Well,
there's a
it might
very
be
high
kills the other way,
likelihood
too.
that there's going to be corruption everywhere down this tunnel, right? If my patron's down there, he openly manipulates corruption.
And Kyle, I don't think they really understood what you're trying to do, because all they really heard was the argument between you and Curtis.
He's trying to pull away the corruption and try to get it to stop.
Okay, so you did pick
Curtis
up
did say something about killing
Yeah.
a chimera, purifying the land, but it was...
I was listening.
Are you going after that, like, blob, metagame quote?
Yeah, he remembers from the stream.
Are you going after that, like, blob thing that was connected?
Kyle says to you, it's a mission from my god to take out the chimera, to stop the corruption and purify the land.
I kind of want to help do that.
Then go with him. There's nothing saying
Let's
that
Are we
not-
gonna
you're...
split the party?
Let's not split the party.
That's splitting the party. Now, you
is
guys
not
wanted
tactically
Curtis to
splitting
be
the
around,
party.
he's around, so...
Kyle
Tunnel
is
seems
protected
sketchy.
by
I
his
feel like
god.
we'll get-
We're
I'm
not.
Zach.
just saying, metagaming
If we
wise...
split the party, you're fucking us all over. We are not
Metagaming
splitting the
wise...
party.
We're
guys.
talking from
Hey, hey, hey,
experience.
we're
I
talking
lost
from
my
some
wings.
experience there. Splitting the party is never a good idea. Kyle is
What
willing to
karma
go on...
drama?
Kyle's not going to be stopped.
My
But
wings
you
got
don't have to
taken.
follow
It was
him.
painful, and it was cursed.
When in doubt, stay with the party, man.
I went through more things than I could think
You
of.
know what?
Where did you
I think
find
this
it?
is
Oh,
probably a
you
good
took it.
time
Yeah.
to take a break here. I'm going to shut down the stream for a moment to reset it for clocking and such. Say be back in like a half hour. Give us enough time to
Abby,
take
move.
a real breather.
Sure.
And
Move,
during that time,
Abby's.
you can discuss
Abby, come.
which path you want to take or what do you really want to do.
Go lie down.
I gotta go pee.
All right?
Yep.